What's going on, world? And guess what? It's another great day in the almighty world of real estate. Oh, it's the end of the year, and we have had a phenomenal year leveraging technology. With me being on the road over 100 nights this year, it'll be 106 nights. I've had the great opportunity to meet a lot of people, but there's some people that you see consistently year after year after year, and you have the opportunity to reconnect. So I can't tell you how many times I've seen Real Greater, but I've seen them quite a bit. But finally, at the IOI Summit and then at NAR Next, we finally had the opportunity to sit down and talk multiple times about what do real estate professionals need. And of course, there were a lot of things that came to mind for me based on some things that I've done and things that I should not have done. And so today we got my boy Alex, and look, I've asked for this last name, but I'm gonna say it slow. Montalenti.
You got it.
Oh, Montalenti. I can say it. What's going on, Alex?
I'm doing amazing. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. You know what? It's a very interesting time in the world of real estate, and I did something very interesting over the last couple of years. My initial company was a company called Marky Lemons Unlimited. And I decided to close that corporation and take down, essentially shut down. I probably shouldn't have done this. People's ability to find that company online via Google. And that's one of the things that we talked about because it's one of the products and services that your company offers. So that when someone goes to do a search, right, for us real estate professionals, we put ourselves in the position to come up in the palm of the hand, but with the number one search engine being none other than Google. Tell me what it is that you do and why do you like doing it?
All right. I love it. Yeah. I mean, Google is either a problem for the people that have it. It can be a great asset if you have it set up the right way. There's people that don't have it set up. So what we do at Real Greater is we measure, manage, and maximize digital presence for real estate professionals. We kind of like to say that we organize your digital chaos. Most realtors have kind of a digital mess. And it's not their fault. It's not like, hey, I went out and said, I'm going to have a digital mess. It's just that we get started on a Facebook page, we get started on a LinkedIn page, we get started on a YouTube channel, and then the phone rings, and then we work with our clients, and then another phone rings, and then we kind of leave things kind of hanging all over the place. And I just love helping realtors. And it all really started with my mom because she was a realtor. And, it was in the year 1999. I came home from college. My mom was a single mom paying the mortgage, doing real estate on Long Island, New York. She came from Romania, started over from scratch, basically. In Romania, during communism, they took away her house. They took away my grandfather's factory. My grandmother negotiated for her passport. And in exchange, they left the house, but they got their passports and they left the country. So they started over, and real estate was everything for my mom. If it wasn't for real estate, she wouldn't have been able to have a beautiful house, pay all the bills, do everything that she did and be successful. And for her, what was really cool is that she got to help all the people from Romania relocate to the US. So when they came and they said, I want to buy something in New York, she was the realtor that was helping them. So I'm watching all this go down, and I didn't really understand it at the time. I'm a kid, right? I'm like, oh, my mom's a realtor. Okay, that's cool. And I come home from college, and that's when I saw her freaking out because it's 1999. Now you have to put everything in the computer. Before that, it was like you carried around a big book of all the listings. And my mom was like struggling even just getting a MapQuest printout to go to an open house. So I started doing that for her. Then I started inputting listings. And then I saw that websites were like really difficult for realtors. Like just updating a website, it would take 3 hours just to update one listing. Now if it's not updated in 5 minutes, we're yelling at somebody. But it used to take 3 hours just for one listing because I used to do it. So I started helping realtors back then, like my mom, my mom's friends. I did some digital marketing for my mom. I emailed this commercial property out to a huge list that I had, and we found a buyer. And she got an $80,000 commission check. And I'm like, wow, realtors make a lot of money. And that paid the mortgage for years for my mom. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go get licensed. Like, it's on, like, let's go. And I got licensed. And then I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do that. I just want to be the techie that helps all the realtors fix their stuff. So I started fixing websites, making websites. I built a website and marketing company. Fast forward 2018, I'm like, enough. I'm going to stop like building dashboards that realtors are never going to use. I got to do stuff for them so they can keep doing the business of real estate. And that's when we built RealGrader to help them with their Google, to do it for them, to help them with their Facebook, their Instagram, their LinkedIn, their YouTube, their realtor.com, their Zillow.com, their homes.com. And what we saw was chaos. Like the average, we would grade realtors just to get a score, and the average score was a 30 out of 100. So then we started looking at the top producers, and it wasn't much better. It was like a 45 out of 100. And we're like, okay, we need to build a solution to do it for them. And that's what we've been doing ever since.
Okay. So I love your origin story, how you came in to help your mom. You came home to help your mom at the same time that I came into real estate, which was 1999. I was not a tech user, right? But when I read that 2006 profile of buyers and sellers, I committed to leveraging technology. I'm a little bit shocked by the 30 out of 100. And even those that are top producers they're all failures, right? Just if we look at that on a 70% would be a C, right? So even if you're good, you're not really that good. And so when you say a mess, I'm going back to manage, monitor, and maximize. What is the most common mess among real estate professionals?
So the number one thing is their social media is not consistent. It's not consistently branded across the board. Like I'm seeing a golf course over here, a kitchen over there. It's like, what are you selling? One day, you're a residential and commercial realtor, and I see a yacht on your Google business page instead of your face. Right. So the branding's just not consistent. But then beyond that, there's a lot of broken links. There's a lot of duplicate profiles. There's a lot of outdated information. I mean, we all know in the industry, we switch brokerages. A lot of realtors switch brokerages a lot. And what happens when you switch brokerages, all the old stuff stays online because Google just keeps capturing all that information. So let's say you're a Berkshire Hathaway agent, and then you move over to Coldwell Banker, and then from Coldwell you move to EXP, and then from EXP you go to KW. That's the kind of mess we see, is like wrong phone numbers from your old brokerage, wrong affiliations from your old brokerage, multiple profiles set up. So now your customers are confused. They're like, wait a second, who are you? Do you work here or do you work there? Is that your phone number? Or is that your phone? Is that your face? That face looks like, is that from the 70s, that shot? Or like, it's like, it's just not consistent. And so we need to, if we're working with our customers, they should, if I meet somebody at Starbucks and they Google me, everything should look like professional, branded, and consistent. There should be no broken links. Everything should work together. And that's the kind of mess we see. It's like, it's normal because who takes the time to say, oh, let me connect all my dots? We all just create the dots, but then we don't actually bring it together into a cohesive picture. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so I'm digging the whole connect the dots, right? Because I've been at quite a few brands. Let me see here. Started with my own brand, went to KW, left KW, went to Prudential Rubloff, came back to KW, left KW, did a memorandum of understanding to open a Century 21 affiliated office, left there, came back home, and then went to exit, right? So that would be essentially my 24-year career, right? So back forth. I'm pretty sure there's still KW information out there. I have that one LinkedIn profile that I cannot find the username and password. So it's 2 profiles over on LinkedIn. And to be honest, I don't know how many Google profiles I have, but I'm pretty sure there's quite a few of them. So I can imagine if we can't keep it straight, the consumer can't keep it straight either. And so, brand confusion. And so when someone comes to RealGrader, what's like the number one thing that you do for people?
The most popular thing we do is we Google people. So we Google it, though, not just as if you would Google it. Like, for example, if you Google yourself, the results you see are already biased because you've been Googling yourself. So Google's going to show you the results that kind of work for you Googling yourself. A fresh customer Googles you, they're going to see something different. So we're Googling from that lens, but we're also Googling from the lens of, is your branding consistent? Do I understand your branding and messaging? Are your links cohesive? So that Googling, we call that a free digital audit. So we provide a free digital audit to any real estate professional. So they can, go to getyourfreegrade.com, and that's where they get started. They get a free digital audit. They schedule a 15-minute call with our reps. Our reps know exactly where to go. Within 15 minutes, they can find the mistakes, tell you what to fix, what's broken. If you need our help, we offer to help you. If you want to just take the information and run, you can do that too. But it's just valuable to know where you stand. So that's the measure component, is like getyourfreegrade.com, get your grade, understand where you stand, where you are, get that free digital audit across the board. And then from there, just from there, we manage it for them by fixing it all. And then we maximizing it by showing them how to grow on all these platforms.
So you and I talked because I know that I needed some managing, right? Just based on the fact that I never even set up my current company on Google, which is Remarkable LLC. And so I guess we're in the dating phase because I'm clear what I want to look like versus the fact that I don't even have a business that I could have people check into that business to even write reviews or testimonials for me about that business. Okay, so we get the monitor, we then come back and we manage. What is a way that a realtor can maximize their profile?
So I'll start with the biggest one, Google, right? I mean, if we Google a restaurant, we all know about Googling restaurants. We'll see the reviews, we'll see some food pictures, we'll see the menu. Well, if I Google a realtor, each and every realtor in the country can have their own Google business page. And that the number one thing you should know there is that should have your headshot. That shouldn't have a picture of the back of the building. It shouldn't have the default picture of the front of the building. It should be like you, because you're it. You're the realtor. You're the realtor they're looking for. They just Googled your name. They want to see your face. So that's the number one thing they can do to maximize it. Number two is to start getting some 5-star reviews. The more reviews you have, the higher you show up on the search engines for your local areas. The more reviews you have, the more that referral that looked you up is more likely to work with you. Right?
So here's what's interesting. I'm still walking around. I met a young lady. I was in Huntsville, Alabama. And the young lady who took care, like she worked for the conference center. She took really good care of us at the conference center. And she had these little Google cards that she put out for us to come and write a review. Now, I'm making the assumption that, of course, the hotel wants to rank, but I have never, and I still am walking around, I'm going back to my phone now. I am still walking around with a picture from this event because I never gave her a review, but her service was absolutely phenomenal. She had a positive outlook. She went above and beyond the Call of Duty. And she had these little Google cards with a QR code on them that said, write them a review, which is definitely something that I know that as realtors, we can definitely leverage in our businesses. So then in comparison to the other hotels, right, that hotel should come up higher because it has more 5-star reviews.
Right. Bingo.
So then, to me as real estate agents, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I might throw this algorithm off. When we're closing deals, we want to give out those same cards that young lady gave me with the QR code for people to review them. But we might not want to send out a mass email to have hundreds of reviews. Is it like Yelp, where if you get 100 reviews on one day but never got one before, you'll be dinged?
Yeah, you got to be careful with that. I wouldn't try to get more than 15 or 25 in a day. The most I ever did in one day was 15. Like I did a webinar, free training. And I said, hey, if you enjoyed the training, give me a 5-star review. And 15 agents did it for me. I wouldn't push that too much. One of the things that we provide is this digital card that you're seeing on my background. It's called an Instacard. And that includes the QR code and the direct link to the Google reviews. So we have agents that use this. It's on their phone, and now they can text message the link or show the QR code directly to the 5-star Google section. And that's how they get a lot of reviews.
So you know what? So we were at the IOI summit, and the your business card, the Instacard, is something that you showed us there. Plus, we got one, a physical one. It's a heavy card. Now, what I did not know from that presentation was how it tied back to the Real Grader. And now I'm understanding. So the code, the card also has a code in order to get higher reviews over on Real Grader. Oh, I see the integration.
Yep. So we not just have a QR code for that, we have a QR code for the card. So you capture contact info and build your database. We have a QR code for your Facebook reviews, for your realtor reviews, for your Zillow reviews, every type of every type of communication that you'd want to do to build your reputation is built into the card. So yeah, they go hand in hand. We like when people get both because then they can really boost their online presence.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense now, because you know what? I was trying to put the connection together and I couldn't get the connection, but that's the connection. So then you're more popular online. The more popular you are online. Well, no, if we do all this, we're going to come up in the palm of the hand, right, of the consumer that's looking to buy and sell real estate in our marketplace. Because I think the stat hasn't changed much, but what is it? 67%, it might have changed. 67% of real estate related searches also include location.
Yep.
Something.
Yeah,
Okay.
100% of home searches start online. So in some way, shape, or form now.
Now, what are some of the other details about the Instacart?
So the Instacart is really cool. The National Association of Realtors had us pitch at that event. And part of that is because we've done partnerships with like the Miami Association of Realtors. Every member in Miami now has an Instacart available to them as a member benefit. Every California Association of Realtor member has a member benefit with a digital card. So we're trying to bring this to the entire country. And why I think it's so powerful is that we have to make it easy to exchange information with people. I mean, you and me, we go to so many shows. We're on the road all the time. I go to 50 shows a year easy. And people hand me cards. And I'm like, I just can't anymore. What am I going to do with this? I'm going to take a picture of it. Then you want me to go home and type it into my contact database, or it's not going to happen. So now I'm trying to solve my own problem here, honestly, is like, I want to make it easy that when I meet somebody, I can share my information via QR code or via text. They can see everything about me, see a picture of me speaking. So they're like, oh, wow, you're a speaker, and starts a conversation. And then they can choose to connect with me and go in my database and I go in their database. So it's a two-way exchange. An email gets sent both ways. So now even more interactivity is happening. So there's more chance that we actually do something after. This is like the thing that blows me away with networking. Like you've done this too, and I'm guilty of it. It's like everybody does it. We go to events, we exchange cards, and then what do we do after? Majority of the time we do nothing. Right? Like they just end up in our drawer, in our database or whatever. With the digital card, follow-up actions start to happen and social media connection starts to happen. So you can connect to my LinkedIn right from my digital card. If you're a LinkedIn person, you can connect to my Facebook or to my Instagram. So if you're like, hey, I want to follow you on Instagram, I wouldn't give them my Instagram handle. I would text them my digital card directly to my Instagram handle. So now I got their phone number and we connected on social media. Right? So it connects you on social, it builds your database, but then it also has custom links. Like for me and you, I have a link to my podcast calendar. I have a link to my podcast on there. You can have links to your listings, to your sold properties, the most important links. Because I've been doing websites for 23 years. I think websites are overwhelming. There's just too many things to click on. So we need to kind of dumb it down, trim it down, make it easy for our customers to just read the most important stuff. Right? Like, what do we care about representing to them when we meet them? How do we have that impact to make us stand out in an ocean of 1.6 million realtors? Well, if you send them a digital card with your video on it, who does that? Like, not too many people. Yeah. Right? If you send them a digital card and you say, hey, let's connect on Instagram, who does that? Right? If you have a follow-up email that goes out automatically after the event, not many people do that. So that's what I'm trying to do is create a tool that's so easy that anybody can use that actually provides a value. Like it builds your connections, it builds your social media, it helps you get reviews.
I
And
love
I know, oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I love the review aspect of the card because that's one thing that I'm not seeing in any of the other cards. Also, now I'm gonna say this: I use digital business cards. However, based on the average age of a realtor, what I'm consistently getting is, oh, you use one of those scannable code things, right? And it cracks me up every single time because I know good and well that these people are not following up. So now, before Instacart and those tools, I was scanning business cards with Evernote. And I have over 1,200 business cards scanned inside of Evernote, right? And the joy was you would be inside of Evernote. It talked to the customer relationship management system. But at that time, it was really one additional benefit. It would allow us, if your email address matched the email address on the business card and LinkedIn, that I could instantly connect with you on LinkedIn. And I think I have probably 10,000 connections, right, over on LinkedIn. And I'm going to tell you now, a large percentage, or at least 10% of those, came from scanning that business card, doing something that no one else was doing with their business cards. And what I do know historically, right, we'll have those business cards in the bottom of a bag, whether that's our purse, our work bag, our book bag, our backpack, right? We do nothing with it. But because no one leaves home without their mobile device, now we're in the palm of the hand, no matter where. And you can go back, right? And you can do reverse chronological search. You can be like, oh, I know I met that person, in August. We were in Miami together. Oh, yeah, this is that group of people. Let me reach back out. I just got back
Yep.
from Triple Play and left
Yep.
Triple Play and then went out to Albuquerque. Now, I'm a little different than most people because besides, if they don't have those cards and don't want to give me the information, I'm taking photos of badges and I take photos of business cards, especially for those who are down to their last business card. What did I do this week, or what did I do this morning? I got up and I sent all of my follow up emails to people based on what happened. And I already have one new booking. And so there is money to be made by being in the palm of the hand. You didn't see me say I was going to write the information down.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to at least take a picture if they don't have their Instacart, right? And hold your badge up, because I know I have a database I can go search to get their information. But follow up is key to all of these systems. Okay.
100%.
So we're managing, monitoring, and maximizing. What is a habit, right, that you think that we need? You work with your mom, you've been around the rooms now for 24 years, that we as realtors need to practice in order to earn more money?
Okay. I'm going to give you two.
Okay.
One of my favorites is, I'm sure you do this. Everybody who's in your contact database, like if you're, I'm going to say, if you're using a spreadsheet for your contacts, right? I was going to say basic, but if you're using a spreadsheet for your contacts versus a CRM, that's okay. Hey, whatever system works for you. So my recommendation is to have three more columns: Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Have you connected on Facebook? Have you connected on LinkedIn? And have you connected on Instagram? If everybody you met, you added those three connection points, your sphere on social media would multiply with your database. And therefore, they'd be following you more and you'd be developing more connections. Like I'm sure, like you, for me, a lot of people know me because they follow me. I'd say a lot of people on Facebook follow me, right? Like they know my story, they see my growth, they know what I'm up to, and they come up to me at trade shows or at events and they go, Alex, oh, I saw your family at this. I saw you go to this place. How was that trip? And these people haven't been on the phone with me. I never emailed them, but they're just like, hey, I know you because I've been following you on social, right? So you develop a stronger connection with your clients if you add those three check boxes. to your process.
Okay, that was number one. I love
Yeah.
that.
Number two is that you create a review growth process, right? Like, how are you going to grow your reviews on Google? And what a lot of realtors need to know is that it's not like the Zillow days. The Zillow days, you could only get a review if they were a customer. On Google, it's not based on transactions. So your mortgage broker can give you a review. Your title office person can give you a review. Your broker can give you a review. Another agent can give you a review. So you can grow your reviews a lot faster. So you need to have a process for that with your clients. But I would also create at least a block time in your schedule, maybe every 2 weeks or every month, to go through your database and send review links to people that you helped. And if you feel like you haven't provided value, you can't come up with those people, right? Like at a high level, maybe it's your job to go out and create value by giving your electrician a 5-star review and asking for one in return, or giving your contractor a review and asking for a 5-star review in return, right? Let them know that you're recommending them right now and you'd love for them to recommend you. That might develop your business, but it'll definitely help you get more reviews.
So let me tell you what stood out. And it was a lot, right? I love the review growth process, but the spreadsheet with the 3 additional columns, and here's why it stands out to me. I tell every real estate professional they need to strategically reach out to 8 people by 8 a.m. based on their Ford, their family, their occupation, their recreation, and their dreams. So if we add LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, we will be able to see what's important to them, their family, their occupation, their recreation, and their dreams. And now we can connect with them at even a higher level, but it also gives us the opportunity to now update our customer relationship management system or the spreadsheet, right, with that information. So right now is a very interesting time of the year, right? But we're going to figure out not only do people celebrate the holidays, what holiday is important to them, or better yet, if they don't celebrate holidays at all, we would then update their customer relationship management system. I had a client and we have a Christmas decorating room. That's how much Christmas stuff I got, right? And to make a long story short, we get to the third property and I'm telling her the basement room, oh, this could be your additional Christmas storage room. And she looks over at me and she says, Marky, what part of I don't celebrate Christmas don't you understand? I'm a Jehovah's Witness, right? And at that moment, I felt this small, right? Because I hadn't paid attention, but if I was paying attention, I would know not to discuss holidays with her in that manner because they're not a priority to her, right? Because she doesn't celebrate them. And so being connected on social media allows us to see what is important to the client, updating our customer relationship management system, and talking to people the way in which they want to be talked to about what's important to them. So how does one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to add on that, it's like I'm such a big fan of this. It's really a window into their world. Like social media is a window into their world. You're getting to know them on a different level. So, generally a lot of realtors that I know, they're looking for reasons to reach out to people. And it doesn't always have to be, hey, I need a home, you want a home valuation, or hey, can you recommend me somebody? If you actually had a window into their world, you could reach out, like you said, about their interests, right? Hey, I just noticed you went snowboarding in Utah. I love going snowboarding too. I just went in Wyoming. So you have conversation starters that you can use, right? You can have different reasons outside of real estate to have a conversation with someone. And I think, leveraging that, once you've connected, sending direct messages about things that people are that they care about versus just commenting or liking their post takes you even further, right?
Most
Nobody's
definitely.
really like getting in their world like you are if you know their interests and you DM them.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking, and sometimes it's the small things, right? Like the pet's name, the pet's favorite toy, their children's favorite superhero. And I'm gonna even think about my own son, Skylar. He's 27. He's a second generation realtor. But I was just joking the other day. He had a crush on a little girl. They went to grammar school together, and he went to her birthday party. And so when he goes to her birthday party, he tells me to take him to Walgreens to get her a birthday card. He knew that lavender was her favorite color and she liked butterflies. He came out with a lavender butterfly birthday card because that is what she liked. And he took his entire $25 and put it inside of that birthday card, right? Now, I'm pretty sure she felt special because I felt as if she was special, right? Because I'm like, talk about pay attention to details, right? Because it was her favorite color. And butterflies are still her thing, right? And we're talking 20 plus years later, and she still loves butterflies. And so, listening on that window, right? Those are the things that are important and allow you to stand out. And honestly, paying attention doesn't cost you money. It does take some time, but it is free. And often you can make a person feel special without spending any additional money because you took the time to pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. How would one reach out to you in order to leverage Real Grader or the Instacart in their business?
So our website is realgrader.com. If they want to send me an email, they can just send it to hello@realgrader.com. You can follow me on Instagram, alex.montalenti. And as far as the digital card, they can go to instacartnar.com.
Say
And
that
we've got
again.
a nice promotion for them there.
Thank you. Say that
The
one more
last one is
time.
instacartnar.com.
Okay. And so, guys, you know where to reach out to Alex. I can tell you I'm in the process right now because I want to be better managed online. I definitely want to get those 5-star reviews. My new company is not even on there. So now I am actually working against myself. And the longer you wait, the longer it takes to get those reviews. Make sure that you reach out to Alex and leverage these tools to build your online presence because there is no better time than right now. Check you guys soon.